So look, boom! It is 6 o'clock in the morning on a Monday. Where my glasses at, man? It's 6 o'clock in the morning on a Monday, man. And I've just been up all night long, man. And I told myself I wanted to make a video real quick. You know what I'm saying? I like to use this page right here to really voice my opinion, chit chat and stuff like that. And also get other opinions from other people and stuff like that, or whatever the case may be. Because I'm sure the comment section is going to have a lot of mixed opinions on the various topics that we're going to have on this page. But shout out to everybody, though. You already know we rocking, though. But look, check this out, right? As I was up, right? I just sat here and told myself that it's been roughly almost 3 years since I worked a job, a true 9 to 5 type of job, right? And I done had plenty of jobs throughout my life. I didn't work everything from retail. I didn't did Walmart. I didn't did it all. The only thing I haven't did is do like food or anything like that. I didn't work at gas stations. I didn't did it all, gang. You hear me? And I must say, out of all the jobs that I've had, besides two of them, every job, the reason why I quit was always for the same exact reason. Now, let me go ahead and say this real quick. I'm not saying this in the sense of, working a job is lame, working the job is goofy. Hey, man, get your money, man. Who am I to sit here and tell you how to get your money, man? You feel what I'm saying, man? Do what you got to do to provide for you and your family, man. You feel what I'm saying? But I'm going to give y'all a little scoop of why in 2026 I got to be in for myself. And when I say it in for myself, I'm glad that God has put me in a position to provide for myself where I don't need a job to be able to provide for me and my family. He has gave me other means of ways legally, right? Legally to provide for my family, right? So out of all the jobs I had two jobs, right, that I actually, was cool. The one job that I had, I was working at a gas station, right? I worked at this gas station. Anybody know anything about the Chicagoland area, stuff like that? Thornton's, right? I was working at this gas station, right? Boom. For about 5 years, right? Loved that job. That job was so dope. The only reason why I had left that job, because I always worked the gas station job as a part-time job or whatever, as I was working my main jobs and stuff like that, or whatever the case may be. And my last job that I had, I was doing so many hours at my main gig because I was getting paid good money and stuff like that or whatever, right? I was getting paid $37 an hour when I left this job. Not talking about the gas station, but talking about my main job, right? And I was only getting paid like 16 or something like that at the gas station. The hours was just too much. Too many hours, working two jobs and stuff like that. I did that for 5 years straight. I just had to leave, right? Luckily, I left on a good note and stuff like that. So if anything ever transpire, I could always go back to them, right? But that job, I left in good terms or whatever the case may be. Another job, and this is one job that I owe my whole career profession when it comes to being a automated technician. So if anybody knows my background or whatever, I got a background in automation technician. Basically, a lot of pharmaceutical jobs and stuff like that that deals with robots, assembly lines, and stuff like that. I'm one of the technicians that come through and troubleshoot, figure out the problem, figure out the issue, and go on from there. I owe all my, credibility and all my learning and all my, credentials to one of my first jobs that I had, where they taught me, they put me through schooling, I got the training, I got the certification for I could put that on my resume. And then when I went to other places and stuff like that, I was able to go in from the get-go getting paid top dollar, right? The reason why I left that job was because, in 2016 is when I left. No, was it 2016 when I left that job? Or was it 2017? I think it was 2017 when I left that job. I was only getting paid like $17 an hour in 2017. Now I know to some people, hey, that's good money back then, but you gotta realize though, I live in Chicago, bro. That's not good money. You feel me? As soon as I left that job and I went to another job and stuff like that, right out the gate, $25 an hour. Like that big of a jump from 17 to 25 was mind blowing, right? And the next job that I got, it's going to be the same reason why I left every other job, man. One thing that when it comes to working a job, right? And it's never the job itself that's hard to do or makes me want to quit. The job itself is cool. The job itself is easy. The job itself is fun. You feel me? It's always the people. Every other job that I have had that I have quit is always for the same reason. I do not get along with the people. And it's crazy that I don't get along with the people for the simple fact that I'm a very quiet person in public. The most talking that I do, 'cause I get it told all the time, people that know me in person, I do more talking on the internet than I do in real life. In real life, I'm very quiet. I'm very reserved. I really don't got a lot to say. I just be chilling. You feel me? So it's crazy that every job that I had was always the same reason why I quit. And either, you know what I'm saying, I'm not seeing eye to eye with the lead. You know how some jobs got a lead or something like that. I'm not seeing eye to eye with the supervisor or who have you, right? Because one thing about me is I pride myself with respect, and I always show people respect. And when I feel like I'm being disrespected, either the way that you talk to me or what have you and stuff like that, I'm a very prideful ass person. Very prideful. You know what I'm saying? And when you're a prideful ass person, it's a blessing and a curse. The blessing is you check everything at the door. You know there ain't nobody gonna play you because you're gonna check it at the door. The curse is sometimes you will crash out. And when I say crash out, you will put yourself in a position where other people will probably look past it or whatever the case may be. You will put yourself in the position to try to prove a point in the grand scheme of losing your job, quitting your job, what have you, right? And that was always the reason why, you know what I'm saying, I quit a job. You know what I'm saying? Just for the simple fact that upper management, supervisors, leads, or whatever the case may be, a lot of people that be in these positions, they really talk to their employees like they ain't shit. And it's like, dog, at the end of the day, I'm doing the job, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Watch how you talk to me. That's all I'm asking for. Watch how you talk to me. It's one thing if I'm a person that's late. It's one thing if, you know, I'm taking a 30-minute break on a 15 and you want to talk to me a certain, hey, I get that. But when you just, oh, that's just how he talk. No, that ain't how he talk. He gonna watch how he talk to me. Y'all may allow this individual, whatever, to talk to y'all like that, but I'm not gonna allow this individual to talk to me like that. He's gonna have to check himself. And there's been plenty of times, right, that I be trying to, you know, realize and try to rationalize with the individual that I have an issue with on the way that they say things, the way have you and stuff like that. And there's been plenty of times that I done pulled supervisors to the side. I done pulled, you know what I'm saying, leads to the side and stuff like that. And I'm like, yo, look, check this out. No disrespect or anything like that, but let's get a better understanding of each other and stuff like that. Tell you how I feel. You tell me how you feel. Hopefully we can move on from this conversation. And every time that I do that, I always get the sense that even though we left the conversation shaking hands and stuff like that, now this individual feels like, oh, this person right here, he's going to be a problem. He's going to be an issue because he just tried to sit here and try to tell me how I should talk to him. And when in the grand scheme of things, I'm trying to stop a conflict before it happens. Because it's one thing that I came to you as a man and we sat down and had a conversation of a man as two men or even women, whoever's the lead or the supervisor or whoever, right? We had this conversation and talked as grown adults. And we both left this conversation without hooting and hollering and screaming and all that old stuff, shaking hands and going our own separate ways. Versus me coming to you and hooting and hollering at you the same way that you hooting and hollering at me. You feel what I'm saying? But every time that I try to do that with people and stuff like that, it never seems to work. And when, like I said, man, when I feel like I'm being disrespected or anything like that, I got to throw in the towel. Because I know that the position that I have when it comes to being a technician or stuff like that, especially in the area that I live in, there's tons and tons of technician jobs all around this bad boy that I can go to and work at. And I always tell myself, if it doesn't work here, we can go somewhere else. And my last job that I quit, right, I was getting paid $37 an hour. Good money, very good money. But just for the simple fact that I don't see eye to eye with upper management and stuff like that or whatever, always be the reason why I have to end up leaving a job. And I'm sure a lot of y'all have similar stories and stuff like that when it comes to your bosses or whoever, you know what I'm saying, just talking to you like you crazy. Talking to you like you the issue, talking to you like you're the problem. It's sometimes it feels like some of these people don't understand when somebody's trying to talk to them as an adult, and it seems like they understand more better. Because I've seen it all the time. I've seen people cuss out the supervisor, this and that, and blah blah blah, and they went on with their merry way, and there was nothing about that. When I try to come to you and talk to you with some type of respect, I feel like ever since that conversation right there, you got it in for me or something. It's a crazy feeling. I could be over exaggerating. I could be, overthinking it or what have you. But one thing that I do not allow people to do, especially if I'm not doing it, you're not finna raise your voice with me. You're not finna talk to me like I'm your little ass kid or something. You're not finna talk to me in a way that I feel disrespected. And if I do feel disrespected, I'm going to address it. I ain't got to yell at you. I ain't got to scream at you. I ain't got to do none of that. But I am going to address it. And once I address it that first time, and I feel like we left the conversation understanding each other better, and you do it again, now it's going to be an issue. Now it's going to be a problem. Now I'm going past your head, and you're my supervisor, but now I'm going past your head to talk to your boss. Because me and you, we just don't see eye to eye. I don't know what your issue is with me or whatever, but we don't see eye to eye. And then when your boss pull you in there and talk to you, now you feel stupid, and now you got it in for me because now you know that I done went over your head to talk to your boss about your ass. And it's always the same scenario, especially, bro, when a lot of these people that be in these positions, and I think we all can agree with this, right? These be individuals, bro, that if we was outside in the world, outside in the streets, if they didn't have this type of authority over me, you wouldn't even be talking like that. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I just be feeling some type of way, man, when a person of authority, right, has that much leverage over your well-being, over your livelihood. Meaning, this is the person that everybody's going to talk to about, do we keep him or do we let him go? Do we fire him or do we keep him? Is he an asset or is he a liability? Is he a troublemaker or is he a good worker? Is he late or is he on time? They're going to come to you and talk to you about that. And when I feel like I'm being disrespected and stuff like that, because it didn't happen plenty of times, right? I go and talk to their boss or whatever. Their boss talks to them or whatever. And ever since then, it's like everything that I do is under a microscope. It's been times that I've been lied on. It's been times that, my supervisor or my lead or whatever tried to say that I did this or I did that when I wasn't even nowhere in the goddamn facility to even do that, just to try to put some type of dirt on my name. You feel what I'm saying? And dealing with that from countless of jobs, right? Because it's always seemed like it's like the same little trait and stuff like that. After a while, I just got to the point where I just told myself that, I got to find a way where I can provide for myself, provide for my family, where I don't need the traditional 9-to-5 type of job. I mean, it's 2026, man. There's so many ways to get money out here. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I don't fault nobody for working a job or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? Every job that I worked, it was never the job itself that was the issue. It was never the time. It was never the schedule. It was never the overtime. It was never, we don't got that many breaks. It was never the job itself. The job wasn't too hard. It was always the people. It was always the supervisor. It was always the lead. It was always because these people, right? And I'm not even talking about my fellow employees that's on my same level. I'm just talking about upper management, stuff like that. These people really be treating the workplace like it's high school. And I just never rock with that. Like, I come here just to get a check. After I do my 8 hours, 10 hours, or whatever, I'm up out of here. I'm not trying to hang out with none of y'all after work. I'm not trying to go to no bar with none of y'all after work. Get my check, I'm gone. But a lot of other people, they socialize with each other. They be in their little groups and stuff like that. They treat the shit like high school, bro. And I'm like, bro, we all growing as hell up in here, and y'all treating this shit like it's high school. He says, she say, they over here being messy. They over here doing this, blah, blah, blah. It's like, bro, my life is way more important, way more valuable. And I got way more going on outside of this mug than for me to be sitting here and gossiping right along with y'all. It's not finna happen. Not finna happen. So it was always those collective of things that I just, after a while, told myself, man, that I can't do a job no more, the traditional 9 to 5 type of job. Because I just can't be around that type of environment dealing with these type of people. You know what I'm saying? I carry myself in a certain type of way, in a certain type of manner and stuff like that. And when I gotta be associated with people that act like this, bro, that shit irritate the hell out of me. Especially when everybody knows that I'm a person that don't talk, but yet they still try to find a way to get me into a situation where I gotta go in there and try to defend myself. I remember one time, right? This job, I've been there for about 2 years. They already knew I'm a person that don't talk to nobody, anything. I got drugged into the daggone supervisor office because an individual said that they asked me to do something or whatever, and I sat there and gave them attitude and did this and did that and blah, blah, blah. And I'm sitting there like, does that even sound like me? Well, no, it don't sound like you, but yet we still have to address it, so we still have to bring it to your attention what's going on. I'm like, so what are we doing here? What are we doing here? And now I'm starting to get really irritated. And now you're sitting there like, well, it seems like you're getting irritated now, so maybe it's true. Because I'm being dragged in here for some nonsense. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I couldn't do it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of jobs around here, they pay good money and stuff like that. You know, a lot of these jobs, they got good benefits, all that good old stuff, whatever the case may be. But when it comes to dealing with people at a job, sometimes that's more stressful than actually doing the job itself. I know other people got stories of how the job itself is very demanding and this and that and blah, blah, blah. I know other people got those type of stories, but my stories, when it comes to me working a 9 to 5, is always about the mental aspect and just dealing with grown-ass children that acts like children, act like they're in high school. And this is the environment that I have to come to every single day. Because hate it or love it, but you're at your job, you're around these people more than you're with your own family. But I have to come around these people every single day and have to deal with this type of nonsense. Yeah, bro, I had to put a stop to it. You feel me? I had to put a stop to it. But I ain't gonna hold y'all ear too much longer, man. Get down in the comment section, man, and give me some stories about jobs that y'all didn't work. You know what I'm saying? Let me know how y'all be, you know what I'm saying, handling things and stuff like that when it comes to the job that you work. If this is a past experience, a recent experience, or what have you and stuff like that. You feel me? But other than that, though, man, peace, love, and blessings, positivity. You already know how the hell we rocking. It's your boy Fly Guy, man. I'm going to holler at y'all big and fools the next one, man. One love, man. Gone.